Girbeagly!
Hey there guys and gals, it's Girbeagly with another episode of Gaming with Girbeagly, and I'm once again playing the visual novel Pretty. Now last episode we got introduced to our main character as well as the two main girls who either could be a vampire. It's really weird. Apparently in the town there's been a number of disappearances and there's been rumors of like shadowy figures that people are hypothesizing are vampires. I'm not sure why they jumped to that conclusion directly, but that's the one that they came to. But we met the girls Tomo and Kirei, and those of you guys who know Japanese better than I have been telling me that Kirei actually means pretty in Japanese, so a lot of your guesses are that she's going to end up being the vampire, but I have guesses of my own as well. Some of you guys came up with some really cool theories, like maybe both girls are vampires, or maybe neither of them are vampires. Maybe the main character is going to end up being the vampire and just like playing along or like playing dumb, or possibly didn't even know it himself. So there's a lot to this game. I really like the art style, I like the music, I like everything in this so far. So let's go ahead and continue though. I enter the park gates, quickest way home and all that. It's a bit chilly for April, but the sun sets behind the clouds as I walk. The cold air feels a bit thin to breathe. My feet hit the pavement at a rhythm unfamiliar to me. The park paths are fairly empty, but people are here nonetheless. A couple of kids in hoodies keeping to themselves. What if they're vampires? Oh man, now I'm on edge. They look up at me, but I can't quite make out their faces. Uh-oh. I look back down to avert my eyes. When I see them pass out of my periphery, I look back up to find the path out to my street. Oh man, it's getting nighttime already? Holy crap, you stayed there for a while, man. The sun tips over the horizon. As I pull my head up, I see some dark form in the distance. Oh shit. Uh-oh. A shadow? It stands there, almost flickering, blowing in the wind, stealing my breath. Oh, snap. That's not a good noise. I rub my eyes and the silhouette is gone. I look around and pick up the pace, anxious to get home. My footsteps quicken as I hold my backpack tighter to my person. That shadow, whatever the hell that was, probably nothing, right? It's just been a long day. Probably my eyes just playing tricks on me. My heart's beating fast. I'm not sure if it was just from me walking faster, or if I'm actually scared. At least I'm home now. I unlock the door and slide inside. I flip a couple of lights on and make my way to the living room. Surprisingly, my parents aren't home yet. Uh-oh, I wonder if his parents got murdered. I check the clock. Oh, I thought it was a lot later on in the day. Oh yeah, because that's right, we were staying over at Kirei's and teaching her about vampires, and like she was showing us her weird collection of like newspaper clippings and book clippings and things like that that all had to do with vampires. So she's very interested as well, and once again, it might just be a front, it might be that she's a vampire and she's just sort of like trying to throw the scent off of herself of suspicion, but you'd kind of think that if she was a vampire, she might have made a move against the main character when we were over at her house. I don't know if it was just to build up suspense or if she likes playing with her food perhaps, but either way, there's some things that are like, you know, pointing away from her being a vampire that I kind of believe, but at the same time, it might be that she's just a red herring and we're supposed to think that she's a vampire who's trying to avoid suspicion. I have no idea. It's just like a really interesting mechanic, or a very interesting narrative piece. I drop to my bed and close my eyes. What was that shadow from earlier? Whoa. Ah! My phone caught me completely off guard. I fumble around my pocket. Oh, hey, cell phone. It's Tomo. Hello?
Girbeagly, hi.
Hearing your voice, even though through a static filter of the phone, is comforting for some reason. I hear her let out a heavy sigh. Need something?
No, nothing. I just wanted to talk.
Aw, that's cute. You actually miss me. And there's Tomo's signature scoff. Yeah, I just got home from Kirei's house.
Oh, yeah? How was that?
She's... how do I put this? More interested in vampires than I am. I hear Tomo lightly giggle.
Didn't even think that'd be possible.
I sigh. Hey, I'm not that bad, am I?
You're the only one I know who visits the websites you do.
That's because I'm probably her only friend. I don't know why that is either, because she's cute, she's nice, and clearly she likes the main characters, so she should, you know, have more attention given to her by us, but we're idiots, apparently.
Girbeagly, are you still there?
What? Yeah, I'm still here.
Something on your mind?
Yeah, that unnerving dark visage. The splotch of black. I saw something today.
You did? Like what?
And I don't know if you guys can hear, but my cat is crying in the background right now, so that's always a fun little mood wrecker. I don't know what it was, some shadowy looking thing. Like a dark blur. Tomo goes quiet for a bit. Her tone becomes a bit more solemn.
Seriously?
No joke. It was just standing there for a split second. Then it disappeared. I froze up when I saw it.
You're okay though, right?
Yeah, just a bit startled, maybe. I hear a sigh again.
Well, I'm glad you're okay. Just remember to do your homework.
Yeah, totally not doing that. Yeah, whatever. See you tomorrow.
Yeah, of course.
Aw, Tomo's actually concerned about us. How cute! I've been feeling a little preoccupied about the shadows since I got home. Couldn't really enjoy dinner. Don't think I plan to tell my parents. They get way too excited about the Kirei news. So I decided to stay quiet about the whole issue. Uh-oh, that's a bad thing. When no one knows what you were up to, it's like always the perfect setup to go, you know, missing. So, I don't know, man. It's pretty risky of what you're doing right now. I laid in my bed thinking of that shadow I saw earlier. If I tried to shut my eyes, they'd snap right back open. It was just too dark. All I see are shadows. Sleep isn't coming easy tonight. I reach for my nightstand. Let's see what the internet has to say. Oh man. Ah, bright! I rub my eyes vigorously. Ooh, that's a creepy frickin' face on the phone there. What the heck? That was weird looking. Crap, I forgot to do my homework. Way to go, buddy. Oh, there's that bell again. Only a couple more months before I don't have to come back here. I walk up the stairs and through the open door. I didn't recognize her from behind, but I passed by Kirei. She spots me.
Oh, good morning, Girbeagly. How are you doing today?
She's awfully chipper. Can't complain. Couldn't sleep much last night, but that's nothing special. I yawn to cement my point.
What are you doing for lunch today?
Not much, I guess.
Would you like to have lunch with me? We could read up on more vampire things if you'd like. I found a couple new books in the school library this morning.
The library? Does anyone even go there anymore? Well, I guess it's bound to have something I haven't seen before.
I sincerely doubt it.
I shoot her a sour look. She playfully taps me on the head. Aw, that's adorable.
But how about it?
I shrug. Couldn't hurt, could it? I might learn something new. Sure.
Great. I usually have lunch in Ms. Ko's classroom. It's nice and quiet, perfect for reading.
Or killing someone, perhaps? Kirei? Name of the freaking visual novel? I don't know, guys. I honestly don't know. Like, I have my guesses, but... all the characters, like, they could be just misleading us. I have no idea. Alright.
I'll see you then.
It's like a really cool game so far. I like it. Kirei smiles and walks off to her class. God, that bell. Speaking of class, I enter the room and spot Tomo. She waves lazily. I take my seat next to her.
Morning.
You look tired.
Hardly got any sleep last night. Felt like I was running around everywhere.
Looks like the sleepiness is contagious. The teacher sets his bag down at the front of the front desk and lecture begins. I'm definitely not in the mood to hear about evolution right now. I seriously can't wait to graduate and be done with this place. Tomo can read the apathy on my face. Hopefully the teacher can't. I look up at him quickly. He's got his back to the class and is writing on the board. Now would be a perfect time for a nap. Oh, you lazy shit. So dark. Uh-oh. The surface of the desk chills my face. Why does the teacher have to talk so loud? Oh, that was a quick nap. This isn't working. I lean over to Tomo. Is class almost over yet?
Not yet, but we're doing group work.
Oops.
Pull your weight, you bum.
I smirk at her and sit up straight in my desk. So, what do you know about vampires? Tomo scoffs and shakes her head.
I know they aren't real.
You don't know that for sure.
Why are you asking me? Aren't you the vampire expert?
Since when did I become an expert? I'm just wondering what you know.
Are you trying to impress Kirei with some brand new facts?
I shake my head. She smirks and puts down her pencil, as if Tomo would know something that I won't know.
Aren't they allergic to garlic salt or something?
Garlic, yeah, there's plenty of sources for vampire lore, though. Some legends don't mention garlic. Sometimes they can turn into bats. Some stories include some weird rules about running water. But there are a few common themes in all the legends. They drink blood and can't go out into sunlight.
Sunlight? I know that's one of the legends, but come on, there's no way sunlight would take out a vampire.
How do you mean?
You think after thousands of years in modern technology, they'd figure out ways around something as simple as sunlight, wouldn't you?
Like?
Sunblock?
That's a good answer, I like that. Is she even serious right now? Would that even work?
How should I know?
She taps me on the forehead.
They're not real.
Tomo and I share a quiet laugh. Aw, that's like adorable. Seriously, go after Tomo, dude. She's right there. Well, you brought it up.
Well, think about it. What are they supposed to do? Stay inside all day with the curtains drawn?
I shrug my shoulders.
Like, how do they get their groceries? It's not like there are too many places that are open at night.
Do vampires even eat regular food? I mean, they're undead, right?
What does that even mean? Undead? It's dumb. You can't be alive and dead. I'm sure they'd need their other vitamins and minerals. And their proteins and fats. Just not the garlic-flavored kind.
She's so sassy, I love her. Poor vampires. They're missing out.
Did Kirei manage to teach you anything new?
Nothing that I couldn't have figured out on my own. Oh wow, that's pretentious, dude.
Yeah, I'm sure you already know all there is to know. You probably spent all of last night researching vampires.
I nod admittingly. She's almost right. I was thinking about that shadow.
So, your excuses suck. You don't deserve to be sleepy.
I told you about that shadow, right? I had to figure out what that was.
Doesn't matter. You spent the whole night on the internet. Slacker.
And what are your reasons?
I had a bad dream.
How is that excuse any better than mine? Aw, poor baby. I put on my most insincere sympathy face. What was it about?
I can hardly remember. It felt like something was chasing me, but I was chasing something.
So you were running a marathon?
I was definitely running, that's for sure. But where I was going, I have no idea.
Talking about running brings back bad memories of PE class. Yeesh.
So Kirei actually let you in her apartment?
Yeah, believe it or not. It was actually a pretty impressive place.
I've known you for longer, and I don't think I'm letting you anywhere near my house. Weirdo.
Tomo sticks a tongue out at me. She actually had a lot of things to share. Books I haven't seen before. And those crazy photos and reports. Awesome stuff.
What are you, in love with her?
You're just hilarious. We're actually getting lunch together. Want to join us?
I don't know. I've got other things to do.
Uh-oh, she looks away nervously. See, these are the types of things, these are the types of conversations that make me think that maybe Tomo is the vampire. Because it seemed like she had like a quick retort for everything that I was just saying a moment ago, but it didn't seem like she was taking herself seriously, which means that like she's either trying to mislead me with humor, or she actually does know and is sort of like subtly hinting that she knows. I don't know, it's like really well written. I like this game a lot. Excuse me guys, I got the burpees here. She looks away nervously. Like what?
You know, stuff.
I've known her long enough to know that she's lying to me. Is this about Kirei? Tomo looks down. You know, if you gotta know her, you might actually like her.
I don't hate her. It's just...
Tomo lets out a frustrated sigh.
What do you think she's after?
I shrug. Some excitement? A break from the normal world? Maybe she's actually interested in the stuff. Certainly seemed like it yesterday.
And how exactly did yesterday go?
We had a good time talking about vampires. I told you this.
Are you sure she's just not playing you?
I had my suspicions at first, but really? You honestly think I'm that gullible?
Last I checked, you're gullible enough to believe in all of this supernatural crap.
I don't believe in them.
Then why do you keep spending time with Kirei?
Is it wrong to have an interest in vampires? Come on, you should know me better. Tomo opens her mouth like she's going to say something, but stops.
I don't want to hear anything more about vampires. You know, I hate that supernatural garbage. It makes me sick.
Whoa, she stands up and moves to another table. Damn, she's angry at us. Dude, don't mess up with Tomo, come on. Tomo stayed relatively quiet for the rest of the class. If I had to talk to her, I stayed away from the topics of Kirei or monsters. Oh man, you done messed up, man. You gotta stop doing that stuff. That was a little more awkward than it should have been. I wonder what's gotten to her. At least morning classes are over. Tomo's still mad, it looks like. Hey, I'll see you later.
Yeah.
Whoa. I can't blame Tomo for not wanting to come along. If I've learned one thing in high school, it's that not everyone's a fan of this kind of stuff. Fortunately, I know someone that is. Aw man, dude, you're throwing away your best friend for this new chick? Come on. I'm pretty sure Kirei's class is right down the hall. I passed by a handful of people on their way out the door. Room 112. I guess this is it. Yep. And there's Kirei, sitting at her desk eating an apple. She waves me over to her. She's got a book open on her desk.
Hey, you.
She smiles at me as I sit down across from her. What are you reading?
Vampire novel?
Not with the sparkly... Nice Twilight reference, man. Kirei laughs a bit.
Of course not. This one's pretty grisly.
What, vampires tearing humans apart?
Nope. Vampires versus vampires.
Is that even a thing? That's crazy.
Well, the one vampire used to be a human. A vampire hunter, actually.
And his hunts weren't all too successful, I'm guessing.
Right, so the only way he could actually defeat a vampire was to become one himself, losing his identity in the process.
Sounds like the hunter was too obsessed with his prey.
It felt more like the hunter was making a noble sacrifice.
Well, when you put it that way, I guess he was doing a justice. But at what cost? Kirei takes a bite out of her apple. Could you imagine being a vampire? She shakes her head. Now, guys, just to let you know, I just had a thought. A book about vampire versus vampire, once again, going back to the theory that both girls are vampires, that could be it. That could be, it's going to be like the two girls are both vampires and they end up battling, or there's going to be another vampire that has nothing to do with this cast of characters we've been introduced to so far, and one of the girls is a vampire, and so is this other vampire, and they're there to stop that vampire or something. I have no idea. This is like really interesting so far. It must suck. Why must it suck? I mean, was that a joke?
Really, Girbeagly? It sucks?
That was the pun that I saw too. Oh boy. Kirei snickers and shakes her head. Stupid puns. I swear I didn't mean to. Vampirism is a curse. Could you imagine? After the hunter becomes a vampire, he's just kind of stuck like that. He'd be dependent on blood. He'd feel alienated from his old friends and family. You know, not too different from me. Aside from the whole blood part. Kirei finishes her apple and flips back through the book.
Did you know that vampires don't have reflections either?
Of course I did. Soulless creatures with nothing else to live for except killing, if they're even still alive. Are vampires considered living beings? Or are they like really smart zombies?
You know, that's a pretty good question.
Kirei's silent for a bit while she thinks.
I'd say they're alive.
Why so?
Well, they have feelings and emotions, right?
Do they? I've always known vampires to be the cool, collected type that are strictly business.
Well, if a human can become a vampire, then they're sure to be somewhat human-like.
So you're saying they still have a soul then?
A soul? I'd imagine. At least I think so.
How does that vampire hunter character act in the book?
Dunno. The book ends after he kills the other vampire.
Well, that's lame, and spoiler alert, thanks. Come on, Kirei. So you said that vampires can't be killed by humans?
Well, I'm sure it's possible. But vampire versus vampire seems like a more fair fight.
Probably more entertaining, too. Ooh, God, that school bell. Every time, guys.
Oh, wow, lunch is over?
Time flies, right?
I'll see you later, Girbeagly. This was fun.
I'd best be heading back to my class. Kirei and I both pack up our things before leaving the room. It's kind of strange. We spent the entirety of lunch discussing something that probably isn't even real. I had a lot of fun with it. Aw, it was a cute little date. I liked it. And so the rest of the day goes on. Oh, God. Good Lord, the bell won't stop. The final bell. Finally. And before we talk to Tomo again, guys, I'm actually going to end this episode here. We made a lot of progress as far as uncovering, more interpersonal stuff. My guess is still as good as anyone else's. I have no idea who the vampire is going to be, or vampires, or if there's not even going to be a vampire at all, and it's just like that's the twist, is all of this really is just fake, and maybe there's an actual serial killer out there or something like that. I have no idea, but this is a really, really fun visual novel to read. I hope that you guys have been enjoying it. If you have, please be sure to hit the like button, share the video, and favorite it. Also be sure to subscribe to me if you guys haven't already. For those of you who have, thank you so much for all of your support. You guys are the best in the world. I love every single one of you, and as always, it was great seeing ya. Bye-bye.
Girbeagly.